Welcome back, and it's day 11. And today is from the right communication category. And we're going to be looking at meeting your child's needs and asking the question, have their needs been met today? Okay, a little bit of background information on this one. The Latin derivative of the word educate is educare, and it means to bring from within out, not to put from outside in. Now have a little think about that. Basically, learning should be student-centred and not totally teacher-centred. So what this tells me is that we are powerful beings. And if we just stop and listen to ourselves, we would unveil the only true teacher we'll ever need. So I'm going to ask you to honour this power in your child today. Don't crush it or be afraid of it. Okay? So if they're running around, screaming for attention, moaning they're bored, stop and think before scolding. Okay, so I know it may sound like a tall order today, but just practice it today, okay? If you want to continue it, that's fantastic. But today, give it a little practice. So if they're really misbehaving, and you know what it's like, you can see all the signs. I can think of many signs I experienced, but you know what I'm talking about. They're throwing a tantrum, screaming, that type of thing. And you know they're not happy, right? Now, their actions may be warning signals that they're lacking in something. So I'd like you, rather than to immediately think, oh God, they've been naughty, or, just stop and pause and think, have their needs been met today? Because it could well be something within the child screaming out for attention, because the child knows at a deep inner level that there's a need that hasn't been met. Okay? Now, I'll run through a few needs now that I want you to think about. Now, I know when they're in the throes of this, you're thinking, oh God, I haven't got time to do that. But please try today. Just take a deep breath and pause just a second whilst they're doing it. Yeah? Whilst they're in it. You just stay centred, take a deep breath and pause and think. Physical. Have they been cooped up in the house for hours? If the brain needs more physicality, it will demand it, right? So is it physical? What about the need of nourishment? Is it that? When was the last time they ate and what did they eat? Did they have a balanced diet this week? Perhaps a vital nutrient was missing. Emotional. Yes, emotional needs. Maybe they need a hug, to be acknowledged or to know that you love them. Many parents show love through buying things, but the child can never be fooled. Deep inside them is the core of raw truth and integrity. If your current partner is not their biological parent, perhaps the child feels it. Yeah? Perhaps they feel that person doesn't really love me. Or they unconsciously or consciously are sending bad vibes to the child. They haven't got so much tolerance as you, the biological parent. It could be something like that. Sensitive children are like walking psychic radars. If there's a UFO around, they'll pick it up and scream out their early warning signals. Spiritual. What about their spiritual needs? I don't mean going to Sunday school, but honouring the true spirit of the soul. Would a chicken prefer to be kept in a battery cage or the fresh open air? All God's creatures have the same needs. Perhaps just a picnic in the park would do it. Take them out in nature. It's free. Not going to cost you anything, that one. And what about their mental needs? Perhaps your child needs to be mentally challenged. Who's to say you haven't got a genius on your hands that needs constant stimulation? What about creativity? Maybe they have creative needs, a lot of creative energy. We are all born creators, and this is our spiritual destiny. Deep within us is the seed to continue the human race. This can only manifest if we nurture our ability to create. Your child needs to be given space and opportunity for creativity. Have they got it? So, okay, there's a number of needs there. Yes? And all I'm saying to you is to pause, take a deep breath and pause when they're acting out and see if there's a need that springs to mind. I'm pretty sure something will just spring to mind that's the right thing when you practice doing this. And it will be either a physical need, nourishment, emotional, spiritual, mental, or creativity. Yeah? So just try and get into the habit today of pausing and think which need is not being met or has not been met as to why they're acting out. Yeah? Now, there could be many reasons why a child is acting out. I'm not saying it will definitely be one of these reasons, but it could be. And I just want to stop you from immediately thinking, oh, God, it's such a naughty child. Oh, God, misbehaving again. Pause and question why. Pause and question why and see what comes to mind. Yeah? So, if you want to, you can write a little checklist if you want to get into the habit of doing this. Yes, so write down physical, nourishment, emotional, mental, creativity, and the spiritual. So before applying any disciplinary action, telling off, time out, withdrawal of rewards, cast your eye down the list and make sure you can tick all the boxes before you discipline them. Yeah, so that's it today. Okay, it may be a bit of a challenge today, but give it a go. And I'll see you back tomorrow. And if you like what I'm teaching you, please give me a like. If you've got something to say about it, I would love comments. Talk to me. And okay, bye for now.